this is Kritika. Welcome back to my channel. This is
Sarthak.
So this vlog is primarily going to be Sarthak's vlog. Basically, Sarthak went on a trip to LA with his friends and he just came back a couple weeks ago. So we don't have a proper vlog on LA. If you guys want to see LA vlogs, I can link it up here. Those are my vlogs from when I went last year. But Sarthak covered some parts of LA that I did not. So we have clips and we will talk about the trip and everything, and Sarthak will take control of it. So I will let him talk about his trip and take you guys along.
All right, guys. So this trip was around 5 days long. We actually left on the 17th of May. We had a really early flight around 7 o'clock. So there was a lot of traffic and we had to accommodate for TSA. So we left around 3:30 from my house. We had a couple friends actually come one day early because they wanted to catch a baseball game, which we weren't too interested in. So we actually left on the 15th. And we had a couple of friends actually coming in from San Francisco, and we all met up in LA and had our trip there. We headed to the first stop, which was a car museum called the Peterson Automotive Museum. And at this museum, there's actually a lot of unique stuff. So this museum's supposed to be like, it's all Hollywood based, right? So there's gonna be a lot of movie cars. We saw the Back to the Future DeLorean, the Men in Black cars. And then we also saw a lot of Forza Horizon 5 cars, which was really cool. There was actually one car there, which was called the Hennessy Venom. And there's only one of its kind, and it was actually at that museum, which is super cool to see. So we'll go ahead and show you some clips of that. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the car clips that we put into the video. Next, after we went to that car museum, we actually met up with the two friends that were driving from San Francisco. They were running a little late, and we all met up at Runyon Canyon Park, which is like a nice trail they have in LA. It was sort of to get us prepared for our hike in Yosemite, which was going to be much longer and much more slippery and dangerous and all that. But when you get up to the top, it's really nice. You get a nice scenic view of all of LA. And then on the other side, if you just turn around, you can see a nice, well, it was kind of far, but you can see a nice view of the Hollywood sign. So it was nice. We took a nice recording of everything. And I think we got a couple pictures with the whole group because that was the first time we all met up together. All right, guys, so moving on to day two. Day two, we got up and our first stop was going to Malibu and that pier of theirs that they have over there. Now, we didn't do anything special there. We sort of just walked the pier and looked at all the birds. There's a bunch of pelicans and seagulls. I don't know if my sister, when she went there, she saw it, but there were just a load of them, and it's really cool. They're just gonna be flying. This is the pelicans, that is. They'll just be flying and then suddenly they'll like collapse their wings and they'll just dive into the water. So it was super cool. Like, I've never seen pelicans up close and they have no fear at all. Like, they would come onto the actual pier and just walk like next to all the people without a single care that there are people near me. In fact, one of my friends, Garrett, he actually like gave a little fist bump to one of the pelicans and it like moved its wings. So it was really cool. We just walked there and we didn't spend too much time, but it was pretty fun.
Do it here.
Hey,
It does not care.
it does not care.
At all.
All right, guys. So after Malibu, we went over to the main attraction of LA, which is Santa Monica Pier. Now, Santa Monica Pier and Malibu Pier are night and day. Malibu Pier is like super small, super thin, and just, there's not much to do. There might be a restaurant at the end, but that's about it. Like, there's not a lot really. But Santa Monica is, first of all, like 10 times wider. There's restaurants, there's shops, there's literally, it's like a small amusement park. There's a roller coaster there, which we actually rode, and we'll show you a clip of the actual roller coaster itself. I recorded the whole thing. And there's a huge Ferris wheel. They do concerts there. It's just way bigger, way better, just way flashier. We had a lot more fun on Santa Monica, but both piers are really nice. Malibu is more calm and just relaxing, and then Santa Monica is more energetic and vibrant.
Oh, it's picking up speed. Oh, it's picking up speed. Oh, we finna die, baby. Go down. Oh, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go down. Whoa. We're moving now, boys. And if you didn't get a card, please squeeze.
All right, guys, and that moves us on over to day 3. So day 3 wasn't too exciting. For starters, we went to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, or however you want to call it, where they have all the stars on the ground. So basically what it is all these actors, there's like characters as well. They each have their own little like marble or some kind of concrete little star on the ground, and they have their name written on top. And you just walk the street and you can try to find your favorite actors or your favorite characters. I think they have like Mickey Mouse and stuff like that. But there's a lot of shops. There's a cool, huge Funko shop store that we were really excited for. But since we went on a Tuesday, for some random reason, they're closed on Tuesday. The rest of the trip was mainly for Yosemite. So just the last day and the last time we were spending in LA. All right, guys, and that's a wrap on LA. So later that day, right after the Hollywood Walk, we started our drive over to Yosemite. More specifically, it was actually Fresno, because Fresno is about an hour away from Yosemite. Fresno was where we found a really nice Airbnb, and it was not cheap, but it was definitely a lot more affordable, but it was super, super nice. Like, they had just so many amenities. It was on top of a hill or a mountain or whatever, and just beautiful, like just a beautiful view in general. So we stayed there for the night, and we'll actually show you a couple of clips of the Airbnb itself.
We get in, it's a little bit of a mess because, you know, we're all staying here, so I got some Connect 4, some other board games and stuff. Got a big TV. Outside's real nice. That's the highlight, but one of the bedrooms, they gave a bed. There's some stuff on the floor. TV in all the rooms. And the bathrooms are pretty nice too. So they got this hallway down here. And also, real quick, outside, they got a nice little swing. Here's another one. It's kind of a mess, but it is what it is. A dumpster fire, but it's a cool room when we got it, all right? Like, this is my bed. It's a couch and it turns into a bed. Here is a TV also. But yeah, that is just the quick inside.
All right, guys, and that moves us on over to day number 4. So day 4 was basically Yosemite. That's how I can keep it short, right? Yosemite, primarily the Mist Trail, which is a huge trail. There's not really a lot of railing, so if you do go there, please be careful, because once misstep, you could get hurt really badly. After a certain point, there's like waterfall that you'll see almost the entire time, and just boom, because of the crashes of the water, there's just mist everywhere and you just get soaked. It's so nice though. But I did slip a couple times here and there, but it was not like I slipped and fell, I just slipped and I would have to balance myself and then I'd be good. But I didn't really fall. It is a long way up and a long way down. So if you do go, please be prepared. Mist Trail is huge and beautiful, but it is also very, very tiring. And we went to the topmost peak. So there's like two sort of trails. Like you'll see one where it'll be a one waterfall, and then you can go even further up, and then you'll see an even bigger view and a bigger waterfall down.
Guys, made it all the way up here. I'm gonna get on the edge for a second just to show y'all. Look at the waterfall. Don't worry, I'm being careful. Look at that. It is.
Oh, I like this view.
Oh, that is cool.
Day 5. So I think around 5 of us were still down to go back to Yosemite. And then we had a couple friends that just stayed in the Airbnb. They were like, no way. When we got to Yosemite, our first stop was Mirror Lake. Now, the whole thing behind Mirror Lake is when there is water. So one thing you guys need to know about Yosemite is that there are times of the year where there is water and there's times where it's completely dry. Now, it all comes from the snow, right? Snow on the mountain. And when that melts, that turns into water, and that's what fills up these lakes, these waterfalls, and everything. But there's also a time where there's no snow and no water at all. So basically it's just dry and just rocks, and that's all you see. But this time we were lucky enough to see all the waterfalls. We'll show you a clip of the lake itself and show you how the reflection is. But you'll get to see how kind of underwhelming it is.
There's Mirror Lake. Oh, you can kind of see it. Look. Pretty cool. It reflects that. It's kind of cool.
All right, so after the Mirror Lake, we were actually going to head back to the Airbnb. But one of my friends, James, he actually wanted to go see Yosemite Falls because last time he came, I don't think he got to see water too much. So he just wanted to go. But once we got there, oh man, this was probably my favorite part of the trip. We got there and all you first see is a waterfall. You see all these rocks near where the waterfall is dropping. And then when you look, you're like, wait, there are people actually over there. And you see that there's actually a whole trail. If you go around, it's all stones, like huge, huge rocks actually, not even like tiny stones or stuff like that. It's huge rocks and you have to like kind of climb your way up to like this top little place where you can be really close to the water and it's splashing on your face. There's all this mist and all that. But man, was it so adventurous to just get to climb all those rocks. So we got up there, it just felt very exciting and energetic, and we were getting all wet from the mist. And that was the last thing we did at Yosemite. Then we pretty much headed back to our Airbnb.
Guys, so we got all the way up here, climbed all these rocks, and yeah, there's the waterfall. We're like right next to it. We feel all the mist coming on us, and it's awesome. So you can see we climbed up all that.
Guys, we're right next to the waterfall. You know, look at all us. We're so adventurous. It's pretty wet. It is pretty wet. Of course, down gets onto us. The mist. It's a little slippery, so be careful. And we'll catch you guys next time.
All right, guys, and as I said earlier, our trip was only 5 days long. On the 6th day, we actually had to head back. So our flight for the 20th was actually at 10 o'clock, but it was all the way in LA. Now, the distance from Fresno to LA is around 4 hours. So we had to leave very early. Like, I think we left around 3 o'clock-ish. So we got all our things ready that same night when we came back. So that was pretty much it. We drove for like 4 hours, got to the airport, and once we got there, we just hopped on our flights and headed back to good old Atlanta.
So that was it for his trip. Honestly, these 5 days may have flown by for him, but I was sitting at home and I was like, where is he? But overall, his trip sounded like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So I
it
really
was.
wanted to, share this with you guys. And he took a lot of nice recordings, so I felt like you guys should see it. And he recorded it for my channel, so I was like, thank you so much. I will share it with you guys as well. But yeah, that's about it for this vlog. We'll see you guys in our next video. Until then, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. And don't forget to hit the bell notification for future updates. And we'll see you guys very soon. Bye, guys!
Also, let us know if you went to Yosemite also.
Yes, please let us know in the comments. Thank you, guys!
Bye.
See ya!